Let me start off by saying there aren't many combinations that really taste good together. This is one of them. Mussels and shrimps is another. Mussels, clams, and shrimps is another. Today we just are going to have these nice little neck clams. Don't forget to scrub them good before we put them into the dish. And these are 16 to 20 count shrimp, which means they're 16 to 20 to a pound. It's a great size to work with. After you peel them, there's where you put the shells. And we're not going to use chicken stock like some recipes call for when you're dealing with seafood. I want to just punch those people in the face for giving you recipes that have that, when you can only use the stock that the item comes in. Chicken bones, veal bones, etc., etc. Now I put the 1 cup of dry white wine into the shells. We're going to let that simmer and probably come out with about 3 tablespoons when we're done. We don't need a lot because that's just the flavoring in there, and I don't want to water down the heavy cream later too much. So take your knife and go deep into the shrimp like so, because when you're done it's going to curl up nice and look big, just like it does when you get those delicious Chinese takeout dishes. And we're going to wash that good. Okay, that takes care of that. Then we have onions and garlic, or shallots and garlic, and pancetta for a little flavor, and ramen, romaine, lo mein, any kind of this is a Japanese noodle, and I'm going to use that to go underneath, just because I have it. I don't like to eat the same pasta dish with everything, so I switch up. So that's it. All I have to do now is just prep everything. Dice the onion, chop the garlic, take some of this pancetta, and the heavy cream's in the refrigerator. There's not much more. We'll put a couple of bay leaves in with the shells, and I'm not going to use any other kind of herbs in this because I love the flavor. Yeah, there's a couple of bay leaves in the shell. Love the flavor of shrimps, just shrimps and clams. I don't need to, not that I don't season those items up at times, but this time it's only going to be salt and pepper, and everything else is going to help on the flavor. So let's get going here. After the shrimps are clean, cut and clean, now put in 1 teaspoon of this salt and pepper mix, sea salt with black pepper. Don't think it's a lot. And then just work it with your hand, and that's done. Next thing, this is going to go into flour, be sauteed along with the pancetta, the onions with the garlic, and we'll take a look at the stock in a second. I had the shells simmering in the back covered, and all you would have to do is put your nose over this like we do, and just bring it into your nose. That's flavor. That's not chicken stock. That's the shrimp stock for a shrimp dish. Try and remember this. And if anybody thinks that I'm wrong, post your opinion. I'll be happy to discuss with you anything you want about this recipe. If you don't like it, put it there. Discuss. Don't just put a thumbs down or a thumbs up. I'm happy to talk to people. As you can see, this is the stock that came out of the shrimp. It's shy of 1/4 of a cup, but I want everyone to have 1/4 of a cup and no more. So all you have to do, it's very simple. Just add water until you're at a quarter of a cup. Because this recipe, I'm making it so easy for people. Everything is measured, the seasoning, everything. So there's no guesswork at all because you want this to come out nice. And this way you don't have to, oh my God, I have too much of the stock or not enough cream, what am I going to do? Just follow this exactly. And as far as the onions and the garlic, if you were using shallots, you would use half that amount. But I like onions. But you also can use less onions. But that's what I like. Now there's not going to be any break in the film. Going straight through to the end so you get an idea of the exact amount of time that it takes to do this. Because I don't want you to overcook anything. Now, why am I using oil and butter? That's because I don't want the butter to burn. Because we're having a cream sauce, so you don't want brown in it. But if you like beurre Monnier, then go ahead and just use butter and it'll be delicious. Whatever you like. There's no right and wrong, as long as it tastes good. High flame, I'm going to start. Everything else is going in there. Pancetta, the garlic and onions, and now we wait. I'm using this type of wok type. It's just easier to, things come up the side and they just fall back down. Instead of a skillet where you gotta be, that's why this is nice. Like I said, this is a high flame. And my alarm won't go off because there won't be any smoke. You notice the timing? Put the clam. The brandy. Stock. The heavy cream. This smells good already. And the clams start to open very soon and everything will be done together. I'm serving it in this type of dish. Let me pack this away. Now what I must do now is just taste this. In another minute, if the clams do not open, we will rescue the shrimps by removing them and then placing them back in as soon as the clams open. Yeah, they're starting to open. The shrimps are almost done. I might have timed this just right. That is delicious. No problem. Just remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See how beautiful they are? That's perfect. See how they open? And the heavy cream is thickened by the flour. We'll just lower it. We don't have to reduce it anymore. At this point, this is up to the individual. I won't mention what it is. I'm just going to put a drop. Now I'll put a lid over it. Could have gone the other way, put the clams in first, and then the shrimps, but you still don't know about the timing. I know this is boring, just sitting there watching this. Actually, I don't have to finish opening the clams. When the clams open, throw the shrimps back in, mix it up, and we'll serve it. The second they open, which they just did, that's it, shut it off. You don't want to overcook. Now, presentation. Now we have this. Little scallions. Little sauce. So that's this, and then we have extra sauce. Which is going to go over this. And there you have it, a lovely dinner. And I have, as a side, cauliflower. Hope you enjoy.